Hello, I'm Bruce Zimmerman, and this is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week. Now, new annuals for 2019. We always like to try and keep you informed and ahead. So these are ones that you are going to see in your garden centers in 2019. A lot of them are additions and particularly color or improved varieties of existing types of annuals or even within the same series. So let's start with the interspecific pelargonium. In other words, it's a cross geranium. Big Easy, which is a foxy flamingo. This one is one of the interesting ones because interspecific means that it's a cross between ivies and zonal. And it's got a nice rounded habit that you get with the zonals, but the heat tolerance that you get with the ivy geraniums. So you've got both benefits. You've got a flower that is large, rounded, has a flamingo pink color with a lighter pink, almost to white, in the pink petals. And it's going to be another one that's just like their Big Easy series. So it's another great variety for you to pick from, mainly for color. And that's from Dooman Orange. Now, the next ones are the Celosia plumosa. These are the ones that look like trees. And always when you put them together, they always look like you're looking down on a forest of little colored trees. Probably better looking in colors than even the fall colors that we see here in Ontario. Now, this is the first flame purple Celosia. And it's an interesting one in the fact that it's very brightly colored. It finishes 10 to 14 days earlier than the competition. Now, finish doesn't mean the flowers are gone. It means that the plant itself is quicker to produce. And that is always going to make it very popular with growers, who, if they can do it 10 to 14 days earlier, that's profit. So, you're going to see this particular one from Pan American seed that is going to be used by a lot of growers. You're going to see it in the garden centers. It's really well suited to both borders and containers. The purple is a unique color in this type of Celosia, and it's going to be very, very different. And you're going to have to take this one, because of the purplish color, and blend it with a little bit more of the whites, the pastels, etc. It's from Pan American seed. Now, calendula is a flower that a lot of people actually eat the petals or use it in cooking. Calendula Lady Godiva yellow. Now, this one is the yellow form of Lady Godiva orange, and it came out just last year from Proven Winners. So what you're seeing is we now have a choice with this improved calendula that used to be just in orange, also now in yellow. The varieties are double. They reduce the seed set, which is good, because sometimes calendula has a tendency to seed itself in the garden. It's not as bad as California poppies, but it does actually seed itself. For some people, that's a good thing. Others, it's not. The blooming, because of the lower reduced seed set, gives you more blooms throughout the gardening season. And that's what you're really after, isn't it? And they're from Proven Winners. Now, Verbena has never been one of my favorite plants. I don't know why. I think it's because in handling them when I was younger, the leaves were always they had this really hairy texture to them. And they were a little susceptible to mildew. So, until I went and got married and was looking at my mother-in-law's garden in New Zealand, I didn't like verbena, except that she did a wonderful job with verbena around the house near the foundation where it was hot, dry, and of course, summertime, right? And then all of a sudden it sort of turned me around and said, maybe. And then they continued to breed them even better and better and better. This one is Cadet Upright. It has upright flowers 1 week earlier than the other upright varieties. This verbena has some heat performance as Endurascape. In other words, it does do well in heat. It's compact. It's good, so it's good for patio pots, window boxes, and it's available, this series, in 7 colors. And the purple is probably my favorite color of them, and it's from Ball Floral Plant. Now, petunias are always popular. Let's be honest, geraniums, petunias, and marigolds. This one is a starry sky burgundy petunia. So the headliner Starry Sky is part of the headliner series. It's a mounded petunia with early flowering and last finish with a dramatic color range. So you've got large flowers with the star and spots in the attractive burgundy part. Isn't that interesting? Looking at this just might be interesting. It might be looking like you're looking at outer space. Attractive burgundy and yellow colors is what they're available in. And the star pattern is more pronounced when the weather is cool. So towards the early and towards the late. It's from Selecta 1, and it is a petunia I would consider, because of the unusualness of the patterns and the colors, that you may just want to try this one. Now, Gypsophila, depends on who you talk to. Gypsy White Improved. This is a low baby's breath. It is the annual one. The flowers are larger, semi-double, and produces a lot more flowers than its predecessors. And I do mean a lot more. It has a greatly improved branching habit, which is probably one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot more flowers to foliage. And your growth habit is going to be nice and neat, so it's considered good for containers and small spaces and as a garden filler. So it is from Cicada, and it is something you do definitely want to take a look at because of the texture. This is a finer texture than most of your annuals. So you want to go and make sure that what you're doing is giving texture and color contrast and shape contrast in your annuals. The interesting one from Dahlia, this one came out of the Dahlia series of dahlias. Now, so it has dark leaves, and I have always liked or preferred the dark-leaved dahlias. I think the contrast between the dark foliage and the color, whichever color you pick, is always really distinct. It really pops. It makes the flowers really stand out. And I think that's so important because that's what you're growing annuals for. The plant itself is very bold. It has bicolor blooms that last all season long. And it comes in 4 different colors. It's from Select 1. And as far as I can see, I like the red one best. Again, here's one of the petunias. This is the Petunia Hybrida Supercal Premium Petunia. Now, the Supercal series already has 13 really well-respected varieties in it. It now has 5 more next-generation colors. The flowers are larger and stronger mounding habit, which is always good. The new colors in the Petunia is Bordeaux, Caramel Yellow, Cinnamon and French Vanilla, and Sunray Pink. They're from Cicada as well, and I think you're going to like these ones because very often you've got the, let's say, the yellow one, and it has the streaks along the veins coming and radiating out from the center, which means you don't have that white or yellow center in the petunia. You've got a darker, more towards the mahogany maroon to red centers radiating out. Alyssum has been an annual that has been around forever and ever and ever. Your grandmother probably grew this in the garden. Very often they are fragrant, so some are and some aren't. This particular one does not rely on fragrance, but to each his own. The reason I say that is I can't smell alyssum, but other people can. That's just me. So Lobularia martima, this is the alyssum. It's an annual. It's called Easy Breezy. Now, Easy Breezy has the bright flowers that blooms continually through early spring conditions and features non-splitting habit. In other words, it doesn't fall apart. And the plant itself is very compact, neat, and full. It's from Ball Floral Plant, and it's probably going to be the alyssum of choice for other reasons in containers, simply because of the heavy bloom, and it's compact, and I think you're going to like that one. Osteospermum hybrid is a bright lights pink. This is the African daisy, of course. It's a breakthrough color for Osteospermum because it is such a great pink color. It's for spring container recipes, and as a result, it does like the cooler seasons. It does well to tolerate heat because it has been bred to give greater heat tolerance. It also blooms all season long in most of the climates, so try this one. It's from Proven Winners. This is going to really be fantastic in a garden because of the pink. It's a strong pink daisy, and the petals are well overlapping, so it really gives that daisy look, almost like a really good high quality variety of Shasta daisy, but pink. You may want to try them close to each other as well. Hypoestes Philostacia is hippo pink polka dot plant. Every kid should have their own polka dot plant. Trust me, I had one. I gave my brothers and sisters one to grow. The reason is they're so cool. And when they start to lose their polka dots, you cut them back. And, of course, the new growth has got better polka dots. This one, Hippo series, has been supersized. It is from Vegetative Selections. And Snow Princess is an excellent variety to go with this in the alyssum. And then you want this big, bushy, upright plant. It is suitable as a thriller or a filler in containers and in the landscape. Pink, think pink with irregular variegated green in the leaves. And if you want to grow it in little pots or take cuttings and root them in, and give them to the kids for the winter time in bright sunny windows, go for it. I think you'll like it. I really, really do. Now, those are the varieties that are coming in 2019 in your garden centers. So you're going to have to go and look and see. And hopefully you'll be able to select from these greatly improved varieties of annuals for your garden containers and landscape this coming year, 2019. I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week.